Hello, I'm Brian Schwartz, and I've had the time of my life here at Temple University. But don't take my word for it. We have 6 guests to tell us about their experience here at Temple University. And they are Rick Morrow, Sean Clare, Olivia Bell, Lauren Resnick, Chris DiTerano, and Samantha Wortham. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
First of all, let me start off by asking, what are you all majoring in?
I am majoring in broadcasting, telecommunications, and mass media.
I am also majoring in broadcasting, telecommunications, and mass media.
Majoring in media studies and production.
I'm majoring in broadcasting, telecommunications, and mass media / media studies and production.
Media studies and production.
I don't need a mic. I have my own mic. I'm majoring in broadcasting, telecommunications, and mass media.
Are you all minoring in anything, or is this just, you're just majoring?
I am also minoring in criminal justice, too.
Very good. Anybody else minoring in anything?
No, sir.
Okay. How did you choose this as your major?
I've always just been interested in, television in general. So I wanted to, take something along the lines where I can be included in it, whether working in, the production side or the filming side of it. So that's why I chose it.
Well, at high school, you had to choose like an after-school program, and then I saw the high school was like having North Penn Television, which got me started, and we would go out to games, concerts, things like that, and then broadcast it over their channel, and that's what really got me started to want to work in a field that something similar to that.
I would like to create a media business empire in order to create programming from Africa and bring it over to America so it could give Americans a different perspective of Africa. And I think that the production side is very fun and, so I figured out I'd do media studies and production.
I actually started out in advertising, and I like doing anything creative. So actually I was in the ad club, and we took a trip to a commercial studio, and I just love the whole studio feel, and the girl who worked there said she did BTMM at Temple, so I decided to switch, and now I basically like being on camera a lot.
Yeah, I just kind of like TV, I guess, so I figured I might as well try and produce some of it while I'm here, learn something.
Well, I actually started out a social work major. That was my first major that I chose, and I decided that I was really bored with that, and I like being creative, I like being on camera, I like doing anything that I can put together, and so that's how I chose communications major.
Well, why did you think the social work was boring?
It was just too much. It was too emotional for me. I don't want to go to work and be crying and worried about people. It was too much. I figured I could help people in a different way, and I wanted to be creative, and so this is why I chose this major.
I can understand that. What influenced all of you to come here to Temple?
Well, I actually transferred to Temple in my junior spring semester, so the school I was at didn't have a program like this at all, so when I came here I was just totally impressed with everything, nice studios and great professors and all that stuff, so I've been happy ever since.
I'm also a transfer student, so basically the location of Temple, like in the city, and it's in an urban environment and so close to Philadelphia, that drew me to it. Among many things like the great faculty and staff and all that.
I am a transfer student as well. Pretty much the college I was at was just like the foundation, the beginning courses. Temple here gives you the actual hands-on opportunities to get into the field, handle the equipment, know what to expect, all the different, rush jobs, things like that. So
I've started at Temple since the beginning, and why I chose Temple over other schools is because obviously the location. I wanted a school that was in the city because I don't really like the country that much, and then also it has a lot of good programs. Business communications was good, and that's kind of the 2 paths I was leaning towards. So, and also really good price, good price, good money. And my mom went here, and she said it had a really good rep. So,
Well, very good. What do you plan on doing after you graduate from Temple? The questions get tougher as we go along.
What do I plan on doing? Hopefully getting a job would help. If I had my choice, it would be something where I'm doing a producer of some nature. I love to produce probably like reality TV or like, you know, sitcoms, dramas, stuff like that. I would like to test out acting for either TV or film if I get the chance, but definitely a job of some sort. I'd love to go to LA or New York if that permits.
Now, I believe Olivia said she wanted to be a singer. Do you think you could give us a little bit of a sample?
Yeah, definitely. I'm also an aspiring singer. And sure, I could do a composition of one of my best friends called Fabiola. And it's called Melody. There's a sweet melody playing in my heart as I sing. And it just confirms the fact that I'm in love. My heart is beating, really it's beating hard within me. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. Very good. Yeah. Once you get a CD, you have to definitely send us a copy.
Definitely.
Okay. And anybody else? What would you want to do after college?
I'll just work somewhere, you know, like news production, sports productions, just so, you know, be where the action is. Keep myself, you know, busy, you know, like anybody else would, you know, something like that.
Do any of you recommend any specific professor, or are they all pretty much good? This is either at your major or out of your major.
Gotta say Paul Gluck, George Cummings come to mind first. Excellent professors, know their stuff, always willing to help. Can't say enough good things about them.
I really like Amy Caples. She's just, I mean, she's great at what she does, and she's also like a really amazingly sweet person, and she's got that really motherly touch, which I like.
Yeah, the same here with senior seminar, because we both took it last semester with Amy Caples, and she's not like the type of teacher to be strict or too laid back, but she kind of incorporates the both to be like the strict professor and the mother that, you know, kind
She
of
has a good balance.
Yes, exactly. So.
Paul Gluck and Howard Rice. Definitely. Like, you can't do any better with both of them.
All right, well, I'll say Paul, just because he always has like the best advice. When I come into his office, I'm like all over the place. And when I leave, he has me together. I leave with something, even though he thinks it's nothing. It's always, to me, it's a big deal. When I leave his office, it's always good advice. So Paul.
And I would also say Peter Jaroff is pretty great as an instructor as well, along with everybody else that they said. And they're all professionals, and you know they have experience in the business, so it's great instruction crew.
So for any freshmen or transfer students that are watching, check out those names on our website, www.temple.edu. And now, this is going to be kind of a hokey question, I think, but I feel like it should be asked. Everybody says that college is such a great experience. Do you wish that it was a longer experience than elementary school or high school?
Not at all.
How come?
Because I'd like to get a job and make money instead of spending more money on college. Not that Temple's expensive, but
You might be spending more money, but I mean, this is just a whole lot of fun. Just
not gonna fight you on that one.
everybody else had an opinion on that?
Right, I agree with him. I always say that I want to start making money instead, like getting paid to actually do some of this production stuff instead of just doing it for like class, right, and not have the grade thing over me. But also, I think like for me, college was like a mixed bag. There were some semesters I loved and I like say, oh, I love coming to school. Other semesters I couldn't stand. Actually, this semester is kind of one of those mixed bags because I have a mix of classes and some are better than others. So honestly, I just want to graduate and see what I can do with my life.
Definitely, I would say a shorter experience because past a certain age, you are hungry to get into the business world and earn a living out of it. And when I look at foreign countries, their bachelor programs are 3 years, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, at times I ask myself, why here it's gotta be 4 years? But I definitely enjoy the college years.
I actually wish that was longer because the longer I could stay away from working is probably the best thing going. So, I mean, to be honest, I love my time here, and I wish it would last longer.
Well, I wish it was shorter for the fact that, you know, everybody has that free ride growing up, and it's time to, like, you know, once you reach that certain age, you got to take on that responsibility of, like, being on your own, making your own money, working, you know, things like that. So I just feel like I want to get out there right now and do what everybody else is doing in the real world. So.
And what is the best aspect of the School of Communication and Theater, since you're all involved in that one school?
I gotta say it's the facilities. I mean, some people might say they're a little bit, you know, old maybe, but the school I went to before didn't have anything like this at all. So when I came here, I was just totally impressed. I thought it was great.
I think the best part is that a lot of these professors have, like, you know, look at their backgrounds, and then also, like, the opportunity for the hands-on equipment. I mean, some schools, they'll just teach you, like, the theory behind doing all of this, or, like, what you would do if you were in a studio, but actually doing it is great.
I agree with what my friends said. Definitely the top of the line equipments, and also the fact that this school actually gives us internships with some of the best media businesses empires. Sorry, but yeah, the top of the line equipments.
Once again, I would say the faculty as well. They're very experienced in what they do, and you just can't help, you know, absorbing some of their, you know, expertise in the things that they teach you.
Well, very good. Okay, now, if there's anything you'd change about your experience here at Temple, what would it be and why?
Some of the class choices I would say I made were kind of, like, really stupid. I mean, I look at it and I was, you know, stressing out about, like, the silliest things in the moment, but I realized, you know, there's more to it than life. I mean, just take it as a learning experience, not as, like, the end of the world, you know.
I disagree, though. I do appreciate your honesty, but I do believe, even though it might seem ridiculous at the time, you know, like, it's always important to learn as much as you can.
Right, but at the same time, like, over-stressing about it, and, I don't know, you know, just kind of, yes, I do agree about the learning part, but I don't want to over-stress it like I do. So.
I see.
I would probably want to change is the commuting, because I don't live on campus like some students do on, like, you know, student housing, things like that. I live in Lansdale, which is like about an hour from here. So what I do is I have to drive to Ambler and then take the shuttle from Ambler to there. So it's kind of like, I wish it was a little bit closer distance with the classes I take, but my file is transferred over here, so I have to live with it pretty much.
Does anybody else have anything they would change?
I probably would have just came here sooner, I guess, maybe from the start. If I'd figured out what I wanted to do with my life earlier, maybe, but can't really change that.
Well, looking back, I would say I would have taken advantage of more opportunities, because this school just has so many opportunities that it offers to students, but then we just want to get out quickly without really taking full advantage of them. So yeah, take advantage of more opportunities it has to offer.
So all in all, for any of the freshmen or the transfer students, you would 100% recommend Temple University?
Yeah, definitely.
Of course.
300%.
300%.
1,000%.
Oh, are we going to infinity percent?
Sure.
Of course.
Okay. Thank you all very much for joining us, and thank you for giving us your insight here on Temple University. And when we come back to Inside the Owl's Nest, we're going around the country and around the world with our Study Away program. Stay with us.